This isn't anything new, but scammers beware. So today I wanted to talk to you about my scammer experience as an artist. Why am I making a whole video on this when I could just share like a short clip or a quick post? And it's because I wanted to protect vulnerable artists, especially those who are starting out, by spreading awareness and resources on what to do in case anybody else experiences this similar scam. The scammers out there are getting smarter, and because I was used to getting commissions online, I did not see this coming at all. And most importantly, I wanted this video to be a bit of a metaphorical resting point, especially if you've been feeling really weary on your creative journey or just life in general, to be able to sit and reflect, maybe even grieve together if this has happened to you and life just seems a little too much right now. I think we as humans tend to just rush things from point A to point B and ignore our feelings and avoid reflecting on how something has affected us profoundly. I know that this event has triggered my own depression, and I have felt ashamed for feeling sad, and I let everything fester internally instead of taking care of myself. So this is just a reminder that it's okay to feel how you want to feel and what you need to feel, no matter how negative or overwhelming it is. That I am an advocate for sitting with your feelings and facing them with compassion. So if you're in a similar position as me, let me hold your hand. It's gonna be okay. It's not as bad as you think, I promise. Being an artist is so brutal, especially with the future implications and misuse of AI and us just trying to exist in a world that seems so unaccepting to those who dare to break, bend, or live outside of society and its rules. I am here with you. My hope for this video is to help anyone out there feel less lonely, and hopefully you have the courage to keep going and continue the pursuit of art and punch scammers. So what happened? So one day I just posted on my TikTok, after the whole ban and stuff, as per usual, as if nothing happened, and I got a message from someone saying that they love my art, that it's so unique, and that they would love to commission me. So this was nothing new to me. People have asked me for commissions online. So I thought, yay, new commission. So I just messaged them. They seemed very, very nice. But then some things started to get a little bit fishy, and I wanted to show you the signs to look out for. And one was them trying to divert me to another site or another app called Telegram. I thought it was safe because it said that it was non-encrypted, but a lot of scammers pull you to that space because they're not being tracked. So be aware if they ask you to use Telegram, that is basically big warning signs. But I had no idea what Telegram was, and it seemed safe because it was non-encrypted. So I thought they were trying to be safe about it. Who knows? People are crazy out there, and they are. So I thought they were being cautious of me. But anyway, so I told them I'll download Telegram, and basically their username was greatbeing004, which for one, how pretentious. Also, I should have known from the username that it was more than first number, like 004. It kind of gives me the impression that they made this account more than once because probably people blocked them. Anyways, so far the conversation seemed pretty innocent. He told me that his budget was $700 and he wanted to have this many portraits or this many, artworks done. So I gave him my numbers. I gave him my link to my Ko-Fi page to request commissions, and he just totally ignored that. So that's also another sign to look out for. They don't use the site to your website or wherever you keep your services. So anyway, he then asks me if he can pay with crypto, and I thought, ooh, no. I was like, that's a bad sign. I was like, maybe this is a scam. So I told him, hey, I do not accept crypto, but I have PayPal or Venmo. And basically he said, yeah, PayPal's great. So I thought, okay, maybe it's not a scam. Maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions. Anyways, basically he told me he sent the money in. So I got an email on my regular email because I gave him my email. And it said that I needed to pay a certain number of dollars before initiating the transaction. But the fishy thing was, when I went to my PayPal app, I didn't get any transactions at all. So I told him, hey, I don't see you send me anything on my PayPal. And he just told me to check the email. I assume that you know how to proceed with this, right? Assuming that I'm actually going to pay him the $1,000 or however amount that needs to be initiated before his transaction. That was immediately so fishy, and that is when I realized it was a damn scam. A damn scam. I'm going to tell you what I did to this scammer. And that really affected me a little bit because that was a low blow. That was a really low blow in my time, just because I'm a little short on commissions and I've been feeling really low and I thought things were gonna look up and I just felt like I was kicked to the ground a little bit. But it's okay. I'm gonna share with you what I did, so hopefully it'll help somebody out there in a similar situation. Hopefully it didn't give you information. So what do you do when you recognize it's a scam, like I did? Report them and block their ass. So there was no button for me to report on Telegram, so I just blocked him so he doesn't have access to my account at all. I also deleted the app because I was just really petty, and I ended up reporting and blocking him on TikTok because he had a TikTok account. If you gave them your PayPal name and they emailed you about needing to pay like $100 to initiate the payment but it doesn't show anything in your PayPal notifications, forward that email to this email from PayPal for investigation and just delete the email. If you ended up wiring your money, change your PayPal password immediately, contact your bank, let them know about what happened, review your recent PayPal payment, and then you can report any unauthorized payments to the resolution center. And these are just some common sense tips, but I think it's important to remember when you kind of have anxiety like me and it's kind of hard for you to tell what to do in that moment, especially since I'm a people pleaser and I just tend to see the good in people. So this is a good way for me to remind myself just to protect myself and just protect yourself as artists. Never give them your location or your personal info, no matter if they are a good person or not. You just want to be wary. He asked me where I lived and I never disclosed it, thank God. Also, I mentioned this before, but never accept crypto, especially since merchants and stores don't really accept it and its value is so volatile that the prices change constantly. And I'm not saying it's a fact, but if someone is trying to purchase your art with crypto, chances are they may be like an NFT bro. Sorry to put it crudely, which I have also been told to avoid selling as an artist. I know it's really tempting to, and I would say do your own research, but from what I've seen and what my artist friends have told me, it is best to avoid selling your art as NFTs to anybody since it benefits the seller more than the artist. That's a whole nother issue that I'm honestly not equipped to dive into, but just be wary that it has negative environmental impact and that there isn't enough protection for artists out there. So I just generally advise not to sell your artwork as NFTs or accept crypto as payment in general, just to be on the safe side. Make sure you create a website or use a secure platform for commissions and selling art. That's also a common sense, but it's another way to tell if it's a scammer if they refuse or just straight up ignore the links or requests to use them, which would happen to me. So that probably should have been a red flag from the beginning. But again, I was really anxious and I was seeing the good in people, and I've had really great experiences with online commissions, so that took me by surprise. I feel like I handled the situation a lot better than I thought I would, but it did trigger my depression and I went through a bit of a grieving period. It affected me a lot more than I thought or than I would like to admit, and I just wanted to say that there are people like you and me who wish and yearn to make the world a better place, who see the beauty in it even if it's just in the mundane. It's okay to rest, but don't quit. Don't dwindle your light, because we are the guiding posts for those who are also looking for hope. The hope for good, for acceptance, for love to triumph over. If no one has told you yet, I'm rooting for you. So before I go, I wanted to share with you a quote from J.R.R. Tolkien, and I think it's pretty relevant for this time period. "I wish it not have happened in my time," said Frodo. "So do I," said Gandalf. "And so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." I hope you enjoyed this Heart to Art series. Let me know if you want to see more and what topics to tackle. And with that, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy creating.